Bill, excuse me a second. Bill Grant you might not recognise, but you will because he is our sponsor. Bill,
Bill. There you go. Right, well, welcome to this lottery-funded signing off. Now, the lottery sign's not up there in a moment. This is a special, of course. Welcome to the Coventry Music Museum. I don't think we've got Radio Plus with us today, which is a shame. And welcome, get ready, Frank Highfield! Yeah!
In the flesh, not the cartoon.
In the flesh, the real man himself. Right, okay, just a few questions, and I'll try not to sort of, I don't even know exactly what you're going to do tonight, but I've gone for slightly different ones, I think, anyway. But the first question we always ask is a very general question, and it's a big one. How did you get into music in the first place?
Well, I've never been asked that question.
You must have been, surely.
Actually, it's a long story to show how I got into the business.
Well, just sort of general.
Basically, I got into the business so young, I didn't even know I was in the business. Yeah, it happened here in England, actually. Do you know the first time, can I tell you, the first time I ever yodeled? I'm going to tell you this. I heard it on, do you remember a program, not old enough, but there was a program called Big Bill Campbell and his Rocky Mountaineers on BBC Radio. Nobody around remembers that? No. Anyway, it was a Canadian singer, and I heard this yodel, and I thought, hey, I can do that, and I tried it out, and I could. And I was very surprised. I tried it out when I was helping on the milk run in the early hours of Sunday morning. They were not pleased, I can tell you. And my job didn't last very long, but that was where I first found it. And then going out to Australia, of course, it was all around me. And so that's how I got.
Wow, so it was kind of a Coventry thing then, really?
No, it wasn't. I wasn't in Coventry at that time.
Oh no, where were you?
In Birmingham.
Birmingham. Oh,
Birmingham.
Oh, it's a Birmingham thing. Oh, well, pass on that one quickly.
No, I was at Moseley in Birmingham.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So
let me tell you where I was born here. Because can I do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, yeah. I've got to keep this in my head because otherwise it'll go out of my head. I was born in Evenlode Crescent in Calne.
Yeah.
Anybody from Calne?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know Evenlode Crescent?
Yeah.
It was number 98. That's right, 98. Yeah. I have to check with books. I can't remember these things. But I looked it up just before I came out. And I thought, yeah.
You thought I might ask you that one?
Yeah, well, I thought you might.
Yeah, should be a plaque on there, really. Well, this is one of the things, you know, future projects for the Coventry Music Museum.
Yeah.
You know, moments and steps in time, and that's probably one of them as well.
Well, the house may not be there anymore.
Oh, well, we went there, if you remember.
Oh, is this
a couple of years ago? Yeah.
That's right, we did too.
Yeah. So we went, so it's definitely still there.
Oh, good.
It's a nice house. I don't think they knocked that one down, but you never know now.
We only rented it. Well, I say we only rented it. My dad only rented it, but I was actually born inside that house. I wasn't born in hospital.
Definitely a plaque. He reckons there should be a plaque on there. Right. So you obviously had a very successful, of course we're fast forward here, but a very successful career in Australia. How important was it for you to start looking at where you were born and getting back there to Britain and having a career there? Because I mean, obviously there's an industry in Australia, great industry, music industry, but
it played a very important role actually, because when I decided that I wanted to go overseas and spread my wings, it was natural that I picked to come here because I felt that I was familiar with here, and then because my dad had relations here as well, and so I thought if ever I came unstuck I could turn around and say, gotta quit.
Yeah.
But it was very important that I came here, and also it was important because I'd made in my mind what I wanted to do was to play the London Palladium. That's all I had in my mind. I wanted to come, and you can't play the London Palladium unless you live here, can you?
No.
So I had to do that. I had to come over here to live. And as luck would have it, because what a better time, and it was more by luck than judgment, what a better time I came here, because it was just at the time when, just before the British invasion all happened.
Yeah.
You know.
Those pesky Beatles.
I'm very thankful to be there in the spearhead of all that. it's you know, if I wasn't, I'd be in Australia still singing in all the clubs and pubs around there.
Well, that was a good career for you. Obviously,
Oh,
we're
yes,
looking,
it was.
so I don't know if anybody's seen that, the DVD, which is excellent. And you doing all your stuff around Australia, and it was, you certainly sort of got the education, the musical education there, I think.
That was probably the greatest learning curve I could have had, from all points of view. From the point of view of working with people with tremendous talents, and plus the fact that there were people who, fortunately, were my mentors and helped me along in many respects. And I did every kind of shows in show business, including working in side shows. I'll tell you a little bit about that because I'm going to be talking about this tonight. I worked with a big guy called Big Chief Little Wolf, who's an Indian wrestler and a wonderful character. He was the man who invented the Indian deathlock. And well, he used to put these shows like...
You're going to demonstrate that for a minute.
Well, he used to demonstrate on me. He couldn't get somebody out of the audience. He used to bring me up and tell him how it's done. Painful, I can tell you.